LSU and Notre Dame, where there were 38 total points scored. I like both defenses. LSU's defense ranked number 12 last year. I like Dave Aranda as their defensive coordinator, 39 sacks and 12 interceptions. But Miami's defense a little bit better. The turnover chain was a rage for about 10 weeks, 44 sacks, 17 interceptions. Here's the difference. If LSU has Fournette or Geis at running back, I'm taking LSU. They return running backs that have not scored a touchdown. And those two guys were difference makers. I don't think they have that. I don't think Miami's a top 10 team. I think they should have been ranked 12 to 15. But I think it's the one time you get LSU, the one rare time that Miami can get LSU the last 18, 20 years. I'm taking Miami here. Low-scoring game, though, 24-14.
We agree on that number, by the way. That's kind of what I was looking at, too. Florida State's given that number continues to go up. It's been a rough offseason for Virginia Tech.
Right.
They've lost so many starters on defense that I guess Vegas is saying, no mas, they're going to have a hard time here. Florida State now giving 7. I've seen as high as 7.5, hosting this game on Monday night. We're all pumped for it. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this game also. And, you know, if they maybe, you know, came out of spring ball and started this game, then maybe I'd favor Virginia Tech. But two more key DBs they lost for the year for off-the-field incidents. That makes 11 defensive starters in the 2 deep lost to graduation or off-the-field incidents. I just think that's too much. I don't like their defensive line. I think they're a little smallish and lack depth on the defensive line. So FSU might wear them out as the game goes on. They also lost their all-time leading Cam Phillips, and not a lot of people talk about that, to graduation. I'm just hearing that DeAndre Francois is not only back in the driver's seat as a starter, finally becoming a leader, not just a me-first guy. And I like the offensive coordinator addition of Walt Bell. I think he's going to do a good job formally at Maryland and Arkansas State for 2 years each. I like Florida State. I think they pull away late in the third quarter, early fourth, 31-16.
Music to our ears. You know, your game of the week, and we'll tell folks how they can get it, but I love this game. It's a crucial game for both teams, and especially for Jim Harbaugh. That game of the week, if you want it, Lee, how do people get it? It's Michigan -1.5 against Notre Dame.
Wow, first week, opening week, whoever loses this game, whichever coach is in trouble. So most people can't figure this one out. I can. I think I've got the winner. You want to get it, just call 800-400-9741. Again, the number, you get it for free, 800-400-9741. Jeff, we had another great year last year, went 144 and 104 on the season. You see every single game I gave out last year. It's on the website under recent results. Already started the week with a winner. Had Tulane last night. They lose in overtime, but an easy cover plus the 7. So you want to get involved. 2 ways to win. Use coupon code SAVE1200, SAVE1200. Coupon code SAVE1200 brings my season executive phone service price down from $24.97 down to $12.97. You get 10 to 13 games, every game from now through the Super Bowl, $1,297. Or you want to try us out for the weekend? We have a Labor Day weekend special. 9 games on Saturday and Sunday combined, just $97. As soon as you purchase it, window pops open. All 9 games. It's all available. ParamountSports.com, or reach us here at the office to order anything. 800-400-9741.
Always a pleasure, my brother, and happy football again to you. And this is one of many, so I look forward to it throughout the season.
And we will finally meet when Florida State comes to Miami this year.
Yeah, we will meet in person. I feel like we've met a million times, and yet
it's like
we have
Ali
never.
and Frazier.
It's just
bizarre.
It's
going to be big. We'll have to take a bunch of promotional pictures. Think we can do it as good a job as the UFC does?
Yeah. Let's do that, and then let's go have dinner. Let's go. We've been talking about dinner for years, buddy. You got to take it. It's your town.
On me.
I was going to say, it's your town, man. Take me around. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. I'll see you soon, buddy.
I got to take you to Joe's because you don't speak Spanish.
There you go. Well, a little bit. I can understand it. I can't really speak it.
Okay.
Later, brother.
All right. Take care.
Be well. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Another year. Here we go. All right. Well, I love the Auburn pick. The Washington game, that is. He took Washington. I hope he's right, is really a better way of saying that. And I was, the one question I had about that game was the trenches, because I think skill position-wise, Washington's right there with Auburn, and it's not really that close. I think they're easily there. They've got talent. But what you always worry about with Pac-12 teams typically is whether or not they have SEC offensive and defensive line.
May not need it in this game for that reason, though, because he was talking about left guard and center are two places, or left tackle and center are two places where Auburn's weak. But they had 4 senior offensive linemen last year.
Yeah.
I mean, in game 1, that's an awful lot to ask. And maybe they do have reinforcements ready, but not experienced reinforcements. So even if those kids turn out to be good players, that's a lot to ask for a Washington team that is coming into this game, properly motivated. They're ready to go. They know all that's on the line because this is almost a get-out-of-jail-free card for a loss later in the season.
Well, and they had one last year against Arizona State that made no sense, 13-7, out of nowhere. You know that in the games that weren't Arizona State, they averaged over 38 points a game against the Pac-12. I mean, so you talk about inexplicable.
Wow.
If you also think back on that game, we all sat there stunned. I think it was a Thursday night or a Friday night, whenever that was.
Yeah, they just never.
It couldn't
the bottom line was wrong. You're like, that thing's not moving.
Well, and if you recall, their kicker missed 2 point-blank kicks. He missed a 21-yard field goal. Literally, that's an extra point, and then he missed a 28-yarder as well. Now, I'm never an advocate for harming teammates. I mean, you got to pick them up when they're down. If you miss 2 20-something, 20-anything yard field goals and we lose by 6, we may have a problem. This may be, the soap in the pillowcase when you go to sleep.
Maybe. Go make another tackle.
I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. Kick a field goal, for Christ's sakes. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
And insulation grants. Wow, the E really should stand for easy.
Yep, E Plus from the City of Tallahassee Utilities. It helps customers save energy, water, and money.
Curb appeal. You know it when you see it, and with the Home Depot, you can absolutely get it. Boost your curb appeal with the best brands at the best prices. From new garage doors to colorful flowers, from exterior lights to a new coat of paint, from inspiration to installation. You can get everything you need to boost your curb appeal on a budget, like select special order windows and doors, now 15% off. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Offer valid through September 12th. U.S. only. See store for details.
Just how good does a Sport Clips Championship haircut experience make you feel? Like your hair has its own walk-up music. No matter what kind of guy you are. Maybe you play sports. Maybe you play sports online. Or maybe your sport is keeping up with your kids. You want hair so good it deserves its own walk-up music. And at Sport Clips, we make it easy. Just check in online, choose your stylist, and head to Sport Clips. You'll get a game-changing cut from a stylist trained for guys. Go big with the MVP experience and get recharged with a massaging shampoo and their legendary hot steamed towel. They'll always finish strong by styling your hair just right, tightening up that beard, and getting you on your way. Hair this good needs no introduction, but you'll want one anyway. Appointment-free championship haircuts for men and boys surrounded by what you know and love. Sports. So get in line online today at sportclips.com/check-in and get your hair in the game.
Are you tired of getting the same two-piece kits? Cornerstone Tool & Fastener and DeWalt have your answer. Buy a quarter-inch 3-speed impact kit with two 4-amp-hour batteries and receive a free quarter-inch 3-speed impact kit. That's correct. You get two DeWalt 3-speed impact kits for the price of one, only at Cornerstone Tool & Fastener. While you're there, check out the power of freedom. FlexVolt 60-volt tools from chainsaws to string trimmers, blowers, and even compressors. Cornerstone has the largest DeWalt selection in Tallahassee, 1110 Stuckey Ave and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until noon.
We've all got places to go. From work to play. Morning to night, it's go, go, go. And then go some more. We go for music, movies, workouts, and checkouts. It's quite the busy little schedule we've got going. And we need something to keep up with it all. To keep up with life on the go. That's where Valero top-tier certified quality fuel comes in. It keeps your engine running cleaner, better, and longer, so you can get right back to going. Find a station near you at valerocleangas.com.
Get your weekend started right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Saturdays at 6 a.m. with Fishing Florida Radio. Listen to the three amigos, Boudreaux, Steve Chapman, and Captain Mike Ortega as they catch you up to speed on what's new and biting in the North Florida region. Big-time guests, celebrities, interviews, and 3 hours of the fishing info you need. Fishing Florida Radio is brought to you by Sea Quarters Marina off Highway 98 in Carabel. Sea Quarters Marina, your full-service marina. And presented by Hobbit American Grill and Mike's Marine Supply.
There's something out there for you and me, and the American road is calling, so what's it gonna be? Hey, it's an amazing day, traveling our own highway. No matter where it leads us, we can smile, 'cause there's meaning in the mile.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
It's been called shell shock, war neurosis, and battle fatigue. Today, we call it post-traumatic stress disorder, and it affects 1 out of every 5 warriors returning from battle in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Wounded Warrior Project offers comfort and support for warriors with PTSD and all other scars of war, whether those scars are visible or hidden. Find out how to help, because for warriors, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. Please visit woundedwarriorproject.org.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's makes it easy to save every day on every job. Now you can get 15% off floor tile when you buy $150 or more. Plus, save 5% on eligible purchases every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit account. Stop by the Pro Desk or visit Lowe'sForPros.com for details. So, Pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Tile offer valid in stores only through 9/5. While supplies last, credit offer subject to credit approval. Can't be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
Two men out, and the pitch to Swanson. Swinging a line drive left field. That's a base hit. Braves win. Dansby Swanson.
Chop it up, Braves fans. This is your new home. 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster. You're listening to the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Libations Friday edition rolls on. Should note, we got to take care of some business. We got so many people to thank and so many events that we're excited about and want to talk to you about. So if it gets repetitive, bear with me. I mean, it's the first of the year, the first game of the year, the first big events of the year, and we're all excited. So I want to make sure everybody's aware of everything that's going on. Let me start with tonight. I'll be over. Tom will be too later on this evening. We're going to be over at Spirit. They're hosting the Seminole Headlines get-together. Should be fun. It's kind of the first that we've done this. Not kind of, it is the first that we've done this. So if you're a listener of the show and you appreciate it and like it, or just want to come over and say hello or whatever, please do it. We'll be there from 6 to 8:30 at Spirit. And I'm interested to see. Corey bought some shirts.
He did, yeah.
And I don't think there's a lot of them, but he did buy some, and I can't wait to see them because I think they're the funny little sayings that were born out of that show. So that's tonight at Spirit on Tennessee Street, 6 o'clock to 8:30.
It should be a good time.
They'll be relaxed, yeah.
Spirit's very nice.
I like Spirit a lot.
If you're just getting back into town for the first time in forever and you want to catch up on Tallahassee, so it's the old Loop, which was the Tomahawk Grill, and now it's Spirit. It's really nice inside. You will be pleasantly shocked at the quality.
The food's real good.
Yeah.
They've got all kinds of beer choices, and the people are friendly, so it should be a nice get-together tonight. Really kind of relaxed, just going to chill out for a couple of hours. I'll take it on to the house, and if it stays light enough, Tom, I got some mowing to do. I got guests coming into town. There's things to be done.
After the listener event at Spirit?
I'm not getting loopy or anything tonight.
Okay.
I'd still be in good working order to be getting
It's a long weekend.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
know.
long
Gotta
weekend.
take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Well, part of that long weekend is the other thing I wanted to tell you about and get this out there again. It's the 7th annual JCS Libations Friday Fest Sunday edition.
It's the thing.
It is the thing. That's right. Fan Retreat is on board. They are sponsoring this. These little appreciation events that we've been able to throw over the last number of years have taken off in popularity. It's always, I don't know, it's humbling and gratifying and interesting to see all the people that come out. It's always nice. It's always a great indicator that our football family is back in town and ready to roll. And so we'll be over at Corner Pocket on this Sunday, September the 2nd, from 4 p.m. to 7:30. And that leads you right up to the Miami LSU game, which Lee Sterling was just talking about. We'll talk about that again in a second. So Corner Pocket Bar and Grill is on Appalachian Parkway, if you don't know. And it's just our way of saying thank you to loyal listeners from all around the country that make their way to this thing. I'm always surprised there's somebody here a lot of times that flew in from Arizona. Somebody came in from California or New York, whatever it might be.
Well, and in this instance, there probably will be more who could drive it, right? From Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa, Atlanta, wherever, because that's why we moved it to Sunday this year. It was a game weekend, and this is going to be an awesome weekend. Just a bunch of Knowles driving around town. Roads will be busy, though, so plan
be careful.
Plan for some traffic.
So you enjoy your first beer on Fan Retreat if you sign up. And if you haven't signed up, you can sign up when you get there. That's a good thing. That's commemorative, if I say it correctly. JCS T-shirts and koozies brought to you by our good friends at Full Press Apparel. 1 ticket to the end of the night raffle, where we will have more than 25 prizes to give out. And we want to say a special thanks to our amazing clients and sponsors, Garnet and Gold, Clarn Country Club, Bumpus Local 349, my good buddy Butch Bundy, the club pro over there, warchant.com, Cigar City and Oscar Blues, Frequency XP, good job, Bill, Games for Less, Tasty Pastry, Hooters, Metro Deli, The Deck Pizza Pub, really excited. Soft opening night, big opening tomorrow, I think it is. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, Wash Around the Clock, Monogram Art, Wahoo Seafood Grill. We've got so many people on board, and we're very, very thankful. Hopefully you'll be able to come out and join us Sunday, September the 2nd. That's this Sunday, 4 p.m. to 7:30. Good times.
A lot of perks at this event. Obviously, fanretreat.com. Go sign up for your free account and join our event. It's under popular retreats on the homepage. All free. Everything there is free. And then you get your beer ticket at the door. It's up to $5. So there you go. It's a pretty good beer that you can get to start off the evening. The folks from Crown Royal will be sampling their stuff, walking around, meeting and greeting you.
Good
and
times.
Then after the event is over, in your honor, sir.
Oh,
in
really?
your honor. I haven't told you this yet.
No, you haven't.
$1 off High-Lies.
All right. How about that?
For the
Yay.
LSU Miami game.
That's
So there you go.
dangerous. Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
I'll remind you guys that while you should partake in the deliciousness that is Cigar City High-Life from my basically hometown, the problem is it is 7.5. So be wise. I'd say get the pint, not the Big Daddy. Or not the tall one.
Unless LSU has a pick six on the first drive and they're up 7-0 over Miami.
You're all grown-ups. You can do as you wish. I'm just
take a
letting you
Big
know. The Cigar City. Give me that Big Papa. We're not going soft today. Jimbo is suddenly at the party. Hey, tonight when this show ends, while we're still taking care of business, I'm really excited about this, as the Rattlers are finally going to be represented on this here station, and we're excited about it. We've been wanting to do this for years. It's finally going to happen. Rory Chirac, who covers FAMU football for the Tallahassee Democrat, has got a show right here. It's called Rattler Review, and it will air all football season long. Its debut is tonight with head coach Willie Simmons. Of course, we had Willie Simmons on when he was first hired. I was really excited about that hire. I think FAM did a good job in bringing him in. And I'm really hoping things get turned around for Florida A&M. Too proud a program, too much great tradition of championships, of legendary talent, Hall of Famers, that has really largely been, I think, quieted over the last number of years, decade or so, and that's a shame. It should never be that way at FAMU. That's a great program, not an average one, but a great one, and it needs to return to that. Anyhow, so as you can tell, I'm pumped up. Tonight, it makes its debut. You can welcome Rory, and thanks to Rattler Reviews sponsors, that is the Rattler Boosters. So good job, Rattler Boosters, getting involved here, and we've got that show coming on. I'm really looking forward to it. Rattler Review tonight at 6 o'clock. Rory Chirac is going to be hosting that. So I can't wait to listen to it. Should be good. We'll have Rory on off and on throughout the season, too.
Yeah, in addition to Coach Simmons, FAMU Hall of Famer Brian Brewer will also be on the program. So there you go. It's a loaded program. That's 6 to 6:30 every Friday.
6 to 6:30 every Friday. We'll get caught up with that, and let's watch the rebuilding process take place right before our eyes and have it documented on a show like that and in the Tallahassee Democrat by Rory Chirac. Look forward to it. To the games that we were just talking about really quickly, Lee Sterling, of course, providing his picks, Paramount Sports, once again this year, and it's another check mark, if you will. He's got Alabama rolling big. The whole thing is whether or not Puma Pass, the quarterback at Louisville with a really cool name if you're a quarterback, can find a way to kind of navigate those waters in his debut voyage without being overwhelmed. And it's a damn difficult thing to do. If you think about Alabama in these neutral site games and in these first game one-offs and all that, Saban just doesn't lose them. Usually Alabama not only wins, usually they beat the bejesus out of somebody. It's usually a statement. He prepares his teams very well for this. One of the reasons last year that I picked him against us was I thought, man, they're just good at this. They do it more than most people, too. They always play one of these things every year, and they're always prepared. But I am intrigued by something. If Puma Pass is not overwhelmed, and he may very well be, because I don't know if Louisville can block it up. If they can't, then it doesn't matter, and all the strategy in the world goes out the window, because if you can't block, you can't win. But that secondary for Alabama, every starter was replaced. Every single one. If you're going to get Bama, and Louisville will not get Bama, I'm not trying to say that, but if you're going to get Bama, you're going to get them early while these guys are learning, because they run an incredibly complex system, and there's a lot of pattern matching and all that stuff. When you got new guys, mistakes happen. And if you can take advantage of that, obviously you got a chance maybe to be in a game. If you're one of Alabama's first 4 to 5 opponents, you might have a shot.
Yeah, I think this is a unique Bama game, not just for that reason with inexperience in the player ranks. I've talked about it this week, but the coaching ranks too. There's an overhaul in the staff, position coaches, both coordinators. Nick Saban remarked on the ESPN program that it's brought him some more energy because he's got a lot of youth in the building.
Well, Lord, his tight end / special teams coach is, the most energetic dude I've ever seen.
Right, and so is his trainer,
right?
Militant trainer that he has. Now that guy's not new. But if you look at that circumstance and you say, all right, what's different about Alabama? I think they're going to be charged emotionally for that reason, that the coaches will be. This is a big moment for them, too.
Yeah.
And I think also with Tua starting, I don't know that they officially announced that, but it's going to be Tua, right?
Dual starters, Tom.
Yeah, okay.
Dual starters.
Well,
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
You're more razzle-dazzle on offense with Tua. And I'm not saying that they're going to be up-tempo, crazy like what Willie was running last year at Oregon or what we're going to run necessarily. But there's more flair to what they're doing. So maybe there's more sloppiness that comes with that. This just isn't your standard, you can plug in and play people Alabama year. There is inexperience, both the coaching ranks, the player ranks, and there's actually a star at quarterback, which changes the dynamic of how things play.
Well, it could be a much better offense than we've seen over a number of years, which is scary to think about. Obviously, you got a guy that can actually really spin it, so that's a bit of a problem. But you're right, it is different, and the way you call plays is different, and you got to ease into that, I suppose. And certainly defensively, with all that youth in the secondary, it could provide problems. We got to hope.
Well, and if you trade quarterbacks in and out, that causes continuity issues if they actually stick to that plan.
Yeah.
And if you're not running the ball right down somebody's throat, which you're not going to want to do now that you have a star quarterback, that also brings other things into the equation. You're a little bit more passive on offense. And if the kid misses a couple of throws, there's an interception that you would not otherwise have at Alabama because you're giving the ball to a Trent Richardson or a Mark Ingram over the years. It's just there's a lot of dynamic changes at Alabama. It may be the same result, but I just feel like there's more variables in the system than is typical for Saban, who likes to eliminate friggin' variables year to year.
Yeah, I'll say this, though. we often, all of us, I'm really guilty of this, we try real hard to imagine ways that they could screw it up. But he recruits so well that whoever the new name is that we don't currently know and will by the end of the year is a 5-star all-world player.
Sure.
And I do think that even with Tua, they're going to run the ball because Damian Harris and Najee Harris, I mean, what are we doing? If you've got those two guys, hand the ball off. Damian Harris is a freak. They always have a freak at running back, and he is the next in line. So I don't know.
I just wonder if they might not be more compelled to throw, and then you have a crisis of identity issue coming on.
Let's hope.
I'm not saying to the point that they're going to lose the football game. Let me just couch that real quick.
Yeah.
It's just about them not looking like the machine that they typically are on the way to a win.
The problem is that if they do decide to throw, they're throwing to Jerry Jeudy, who's really freaking good. And he's a black Jerry. And I couldn't think of black Jerry's on Seminole headlines.
How perfect.
People yelled out, Jerry Rice, a-hole. I went, oh, yeah. And then there's Jerry Jeudy. He's really good, too.
That's fitting that you bring that up on the day that you'll be meeting up for Seminole headlines.
It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Beers and delicious food and a deck. We don't need to weep up in here. Come on, Eddie.
And we have 16 local Florida taps. Great craft beer just for you. And the best bologna sandwich you'll ever eat. It's like you just won the lotto. As Bumpa said, no matter how you cut it, it's still bologna.
Bumpa's Local, 349-2738, Capitol Circle, Northeast.
Do your hair a favor by checking in online and arriving just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV, a great cut, massaging shampoo, and a hot steam towel. Claim your spot today. SportClips.com/check-in.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
There's something out there for you and me, and the American road is calling, so what's it gonna be? Hey, it's an amazing day, traveling our own highway. No matter where it leads us, we can smile, 'cause there's meaning in the mile.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Don't just listen to The Jeff Cameron Show. Watch it live. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Live weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Head to ESPNTallahassee.com today to watch live or catch up on demand. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Brought to you by Nice Tire and Auto, your trusted Goodyear dealer.
Nice Tire and Auto, just minutes away from FSU campus.
Time now for your Atlanta Braves Minute. Brought to you by Fonville, Lewis, Messer, and McConaughey. Personal injury law is all they do.
Thursday night, the Cubs edged the Braves by a score of 5-4, making up a game that was washed out back in the middle of May. Chicago would jump on Mike Fulton-Evich for 2 in the second on a Wilson Contreras RBI groundout. Another run would later score on a throwing error from Ozzie Albies. Then after both teams traded runs in the third, the Braves tied it in the fifth on a 2-run triple from Freddie Freeman, and 2 batters later took the lead as Kurt Suzuki delivered a sac fly to left. But the Cubs would bounce right back in the sixth as Tommy La Stella's 2-run pinch hit homer put Chicago in front for good. Mike Fulton-Evich allowed 5 runs, 4 of which were earned over 6 innings of work, and afterwards said it was disappointing not being able to hold that lead in the sixth.
I think they did a fantastic job of battling back like they always have, and I know they were counting on me, for that 16 to keep them at bay, but just let them down, and it's an unfortunate situation, but pretty much battling, pretty much after the first inning all night.
Meanwhile, the Pirates come to town for a 3-game series starting tonight as Anibal Sanchez gets the nod for the Braves against fellow righty Jamison Tyone. And as always, hear the call right here on the Braves Radio Network. First pitch is set for 7:35 p.m. Eastern. With the Braves, I'm Kevin McAlpin for the Atlanta Braves Radio Network, lit by Louisiana Hot Sauce.
Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey sponsors Braves baseball so that all of you can enjoy the action. Ever since the days of Hank Aaron and Dale Murphy, we've been Tallahassee's home run hitting law firm. And because we don't get paid unless we win, we want to win every case as much as Chipper Jones wanted to win every game. So when you're injured, don't just trust any law firm to handle your case. Make the call to the bullpen for a trusted closer. To see our stats on the back of our baseball card, visit wrongfullyinjured.com. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey. Personal injury law is all we do.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachie Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
So the Honey Drippers is what you're listening to there, and obviously that's Robert Plant. As you hear the voice, you go, wait, that's not the Honey Drippers, Jeff. That's Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin. Yes, it is. But I would also note that the Honey Drippers were a short-lived band that produced an EP with this, and also, what's the Come With Me, Sail Away, whatever they call it. So I had the record, because I'm old and I had records, Tom. And I would race into my bedroom and place this down onto my turntable and listen to this song cranked. I thought it was the best. I loved it. And Jimmy Page is in this band, too. It was like they got reunited briefly, and everybody was like, oh, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant got reunited. And they made this. And it's a remake. But it's perfect on a Friday, isn't it?
Oh, it's a Friday track.
It's a damn Friday track. It's a beautiful Friday track. This is our, stage of the show right during football season where we remind everyone that Tennessee's still not very good and they have a brutal schedule. And I was thinking about them because that game is tomorrow at 3:30 against West Virginia. And if Jeremy Pruitt's got any chance whatsoever to muster up a little momentum and get things going the right direction before they play a ridiculous stretch, and here these games are in a row, because I like to say, bend over when I bring it up. It's Florida. You're hosting, so that's you can handle that, but it is Florida, and you always find ways to lose to Florida. Followed by Georgia, that's on the road, Auburn on the road, Alabama, and then South Carolina on the road. That is not what you do, man.
We actually have the voicemail from the SEC to Coach Pruitt's desk. We have audio of it.
I'd love to hear it. I can't wait.
Stick him in your mouth and suck him.
I had a hunch that it might be something like that. My goodness gracious, how cruel is that? Well, good luck, Volunteers. You got Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, and South Carolina in succession.
Stick him in your mouth and suck him.
That doesn't bode well. That doesn't portend of a 9-win campaign for Jeremy Pruitt, by the way.
New message, 11:56 a.m.
Stick 'em in your mouth and suck 'em.
Hey, Jeremy, it's Keith with the NCAA and the SEC. Your schedule's on your desk.
Stick 'em in your mouth and suck 'em.
The 5th head football coach at Tennessee in 11 seasons. Think about what we were talking about on this show yesterday. And then think about a program like Tennessee. This is not to knock Tennessee. I'm giving you the stark contrast for some universities and this one. Tennessee is now having to go into this season, obviously with expectations running high that the new guy will be the right guy because the other 4 haven't been. 5-11 seasons is a clear sign of just blatant dysfunction within your athletic department. There's just no other way to describe that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Willie said it yesterday best in the article he did for the Players Tribune. It was the second time that this job opened in the last 40 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's just, 40 years.
Well, and I think for Jeremy Pruitt, one of the difficult aspects of taking over at Tennessee is that they, frankly, have unreasonable expectations because in 1998, they won a national championship that, frankly, they got really lucky to win. First, there was a miracle before they ever got to the championship game where Arkansas fumbled the ball trying to run out the clock. It's ridiculous. And then in addition to that, Chris Winkie doesn't play in this game, and if he does, Tennessee fans know damn well they get blown out in that game. As it is, they only win by 7, and we had freaking the Rooster out there running around like an ass. I mean, that was – so think about it.
You know, whenever you and Bill Hayes over the corner pocket, who we'll see on Sunday, start talking about Florida State football, somehow the Rooster always gets brought up. And then both of you go, the Rooster, the Rooster. And then you go,
not in a good way.
And then you change the subject.
But here's the other problem Pruitt has, man, is that so those fans always have sky-high expectations that they can be a national championship contender, and they really need a lot of things to go their way for that to happen. Like Alabama has to be down, Auburn, LSU, Florida, Georgia, all of them have to be down or not particularly good. And then from there, it's that, and I love their fans, by the way. This is taken as a knock. It's not meant to be, and I'm not even being passive-aggressive. I mean, they get, the volunteer Navy's cool. I've been to games at Neyland. It's awesome. It's really cool. When I was at ETSU, we drove over there to see a game. It was awesome. I saw him play Tulane, I think it was. Reggie Cobb, I believe, was the running back. You got to go back all that way.
Reggie Cobb.
Remember that name? Did a little cocaine, played for the Bucks, got kicked out of the league.
Yeah. Sounds like a Tampa Bay career.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he played for other people too. But anyhow, yeah, so I believe he was the running back. It's my ears be bleeding together. I got to go back and look at that. I may be wrong on that, admittedly, but I think that's what it was. Anyhow, I've been to 3 games there. It's a cool place to see a game. It just is, and the fans are great, and they care deeply. But I do think they have unreasonable expectations, and the other part of that is that, of course, Jeremy Pruitt was like the 9th choice. Literally. He is not the guy that they turn to.
Guys, number 10 is Fulmer. We can't have this.
And he's our athletic director now.
We can't have this.
So it's crazy. The Vols were a program worst 0-8 in SEC play last season.
Number 11 is Smokey.
Did you know that? What I just said?
No, I did not.
0-8. They didn't win a game in the SEC. Not a one. They haven't won an SEC championship in 20 years. It's the 20th anniversary of their 1998 national championship season under then head coach, now current athletic director, Philip Fulmer.
That does sound accurate. I am not surprised by that note.
Tennessee, since Phil Fulmer was let go, and what year was that? 2008? 23-49 in the years subsequent. They are, by the way, that's against SEC teams, 23-49. Nationally, against ranked teams, any ranked team, they're 6-37.
Run, big run for your life, get some help.
6-37, Tom.
Run, big run for your life, get some help.
They're 4-23 against Alabama, Florida, and Georgia.
Oh!
The Tennessee Volunteers have lost 4 of their last 6 games to Vanderbilt.
I don't have a clip for that.
Not just screwing, Mitch.
That's the closest I got.
I mean, damn, man.
This is an annual segment, isn't it?
It is. I don't know why I do it, because people would think I have hatred in my heart for Tennessee.
You do, on some kind of subconscious level.
Well,
there it is. I can see it.
No, it's a love-hate.
Yep.
There's a part of me that has nostalgia for the state because I lived there for 1 year. And part of me harbors tough times, injury, heartbreak, disillusionment.
But you were at Etsu.
Yeah, it's not Tennessee's fault, but I'm not going to do a whole segment on Etsu. I mean, and then in addition to that, when I go back, and I have been back, Pigeon Forge and all that stuff. You did. Remember when I went to Dollywood? I told you those losers were walking around with the Duck Hunter shirts or whatever those things.
That was the Duck Dynasty shirts.
Yeah.
That was like 2 years ago.
Of which
that was recently, right?
Yeah, they're bountiful. I think it was about 5 years ago, 4 years ago. We went river rafting, which was cool. I had to lie to the guy about the inner tube for my kid, and then my son turns to me and goes, "You lied, Daddy." Shh.
Has it been 5 years?
It's been something like that. They were little. The pictures of them, they're little.
They are growing a lot.
You think I'm kidding? Let me just deviate from this Tennessee hatred for a second.
I'm sure some Tennessee fan says, thank God.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that they know those numbers. 23-49 against SEC teams since 2008, 6-37 against ranked teams nationally, 4-23 against their rivals.
I think they may not know them by heart, but they felt them. I think they felt
down
them.
deep.
And now they're happy to start the new season with a new coach, and you just rob them of any joy they had on Friday
the
afternoon.
Schedule makers robbed them. That was brutal. And then you throw in this game against West Virginia. All of this was to say this. You better beat West Virginia. That's what I was trying to get to. You better beat West Virginia, or else you're losing 6 games.
That was a long route to take to get to that point.
Better beat West Virginia.
I think you enjoyed that route. It's the scenic one.
I do. We like to we do revel in others' misfortunes on occasion when it comes to the world of football fandom. And I think all of you can relate to that because you do it no matter who you root for. Whether you're a Knoll or a Dog or a Cane or a Gator, it doesn't matter. There's some rival or pseudo-rival or somebody that's in your conference that has had a really tough go of it. And we all have fondness in the times that we spend looking at those records and going, tough times down in Gainesville, my goodness. 2 times in the last 5 years, they managed to win 4 games. You know what I mean? That you bring it up.
Yeah, they're like Tennessee and Nebraska are like the prom king and queen who ended up with an addiction problem. And now they're,
meth.
you know.
Yeah,
right.
and we've seen their photo as they get booked.
But they're on the road to recovery and they see each other and they think, my God.
What has happened to us?
What's happened to us?
We've been ravaged by time and addiction.
We were on top of the world.
I remember the night we made love after prom. I thought you were a queen. Look at you now. You're toothless.
You're no pretty picture yourself, sir.
I got a permanent limp. So, I just don't. It's just tough. Those are scary numbers. Anyhow, real last thing. Bryce is going to be 6'8". It's ridiculous. I'm really starting to get it. I went from, that's cool, he's growing, he's going to be a tall kid, to what are we doing here? My man, it's like to my shoulders now.
Well, if he gets to be 6'2", 6'3" before he's in high school, you need to call up Coach Ham and say, what do I need to teach this young man?
Well, first of all, how to dribble left would be the answer usually. So that's for starters.
Okay.
I got a little experience in that. And then I don't know. He doesn't love basketball, man. He's playing baseball. He's playing fall ball again. He loves that. He likes baseball. I don't know. He also wants to be a doctor or a marine biologist, so there's a chance he doesn't play anything.
Well, that's fine. Maybe he can go play b-ball and just suffer through it to pay for the education that he
That's
wants.
a fine idea. Yeah. I like that idea, yeah. Sorry, son, you were cursed with height. Get down on the post. We're going to college. Final hour, forthcoming. Stay with Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
69 Crawfordville Highway, Tallahassee location, open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until noon.
Football season is here, and you know what that means. Time to get together with friends over an ice-cold drink and some great food. What better place than Fire Betty's and Fox and Stag? They're expanding their food menus and would love for you to come over and give them a try, along with a unique craft cocktail or cold beer. Follow Fire Betty's, Fox and Stag on Instagram or Facebook for daily food and drink specials, as well as special events. Fox and Stag and Fire Betty's, located at the Manor in Midtown, serving food and drinks 6 days a week.
What's up, Jeff? How you doing today, bro?
Glorious. I thought it would never end. Interminable summer. Now here we are at the precipice of football.
It is indemitable. We get to sing songs and have fun outside.
Sing songs? I've never sung a song at a football game. You're singing?
Oh, we sing all the time. It's great.
The football I watch, we're yelling like gladiators for our team to win big.
Look, all I know is Friday night under the lights, it is fantastic.
Fridays. Saturdays, Eddie. Football is played on Saturdays. What are you talking about?
For a sports talk show host, you really don't know a lot about sports.
Eddie, we're talking football.
Yes, Jeff. Football.
No, football, Eddie. American football. Football. Say football.
Football.
Eddie, say foot.
Foot.
Ball.
Ball.
Football.
Football.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996. Try to be a redneck. Football.
Football, you all.
Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee. Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas propane studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Quarter Pocket Bar and Grill. Quarter Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachia Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show, at least for this week, and a glorious Libations Friday to you and yours. Loosey-goosey. As we're wont to do. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free always. Don't miss anything. If you do miss something, know that we got you covered all 3 hours, posted upon the conclusion of the program on iTunes and in our own audio vault. You know, when you're on the iTunes there, Tom, I hope people certainly leave a nice rating for us all. It makes it easier for others to find the show.
Makes me sleep better, too. I value myself more.
You care so much about the online opinions of people you don't know. So make sure you do that, guys. 5 stars so Tom can sleep. You can email the show if you like, jcs at 979espnradio.com. I don't know, is it a star rating? Like in recruiting? Like a Akeem Dent? I give the Jeff Cameron Show an Akeem Dent.
You would call it an Akeem Dent.
I'd call it an Akeem Dent.
Well,
right?
it is for iTunes. It is a 5-star rating.
That's good. Well, after this hour concludes, I'll see you guys over at Spirit for a couple of hours. Should be fun. And then on Sunday again. And I'll talk about the Sunday thing, of course. That's the Libations Friday Fest on a Sunday. listener appreciation party, if you will. And, man, it's going to be awesome. Our thanks to Fan Retreat. I'll get into all of those people involved a little bit later this hour, but just a reminder that that's going on. On Twitter, by the way, it's at Jay Cameron Show. And if you want to watch on YouTube, go to YouTube, ESPN Tallahassee there. If you want a Periscope, you can go to Twitter as well, at 979 ESPN Radio. So, I guess we have to go with the news of the day, which is everything is coming up roses right now for Florida State, save for one thing, which is Bailey Hockman deciding that, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. It doesn't look like I'm ever going to play. Which, I don't blame kids. I wouldn't be quick to transfer, but the quarterback position's kind of unique. They've got a kid coming in whom they like a lot. They got two guys now in front of you. The chances you're going to see the field anytime soon are pretty slim.
It is a player's right, and this is the second decision of its kind that we've seen this camp because Corey Martinez, lest we forget a couple of weeks ago, decided he doesn't want to play football anymore.
Well, and that's different altogether. But yes.
I just find it curious that you would go through the pain of, in Corey Martinez's circumstance, spring camp and then fall camp and then say halfway through fall camp when, your position depth is pretty thin, that I'm out.
But I get that one more than I do sometimes the transfer. When you're done playing football, I remember when I got hurt and I had to have surgery, and my dad came to see me in Johnson City, and I remember there was a feeling that I was never going to play football again, and it was something you could rehab from. It was something that you could be, and I remember thinking, I'm done. And when you're done, you're done. Because if you're
not
hard,
committed, yeah.
Oh man, it's like Tom when a much different level without the getting hit part, but in some ways it's similar. When you dedicate yourself, like you just went to Frequency XP and did the 25 and 30 days, right? And you dedicated yourself to that. That's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time. It hurts. You have to eat differently, all of that stuff. You got to sleep more. When you're into something like that, you're all in. And when you're not, you are not. It's over.
Well, yeah, that was June, July, unfortunately, because I let July vacation slip into mid-August before I got back on that train. But yes, you're right. It's
all in or nothing a lot of times.
Well, a lot of your choices are based upon the fixed position that is going to this workout.
Yeah.
But you're so close at that point. It's a shame that you get within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Now, Bailey Hockman's different. He wants to start the clock on his ineligibility now. So he could potentially play in 2019. That's as I understand it. Now, perhaps he's missed it by a couple of days, but I don't think he's missed the fall semester window. If you transfer now, you got a chance to play next year rather than sit around here, work hard in practice, and then you don't want to say hope. But if it comes to you because of a couple injuries, then you get your chance at Florida State in 2019. That's the decision that he was faced with. Curious that he did so after saying on Thursday, I've got plenty of time in my career.
Well, I think he clearly went and contemplated his next move and really thought long and hard about it. I think probably had to have an honest conversation with himself about his chances of ever cracking the starting lineup and at that position at quarterback where you already have a James Blackman who's there and a DeAndre Francois who, by the way, will be back next year too. I mean, he's not an early entry guy.
Right, and James is only a sophomore, and then you've got Willie's first quarterback recruit coming in.
That's what I was going to say.
You weren't recruited to this system.
That's correct.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot going for him, in support of that decision and it being a smart one, yes.
Yeah, I get it. And I don't hold any resentment. You just wish the guy luck and you move on. There's not a lot to belabor there. It's just he's decided he's not going to get on the field here. Might as well go somewhere where he will. And, oh, by the way, and Willie Taggart will tell you this, Bailey Hockman was a redshirt freshman, and he performed admirably. He looked pretty good, and he certainly competed at a high level. He'll go somewhere and play.
He's good enough to play.
He's good enough to play somewhere
in a bottom half Power 5 team. And I'm not trying to be mean, but
he could start at Virginia.
Like you wouldn't bat an eyelash if he was playing for Virginia or Wake or a mid-level team in most Power 5 conferences.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we wish him well. And then the other good news, if you're wondering about camp, as we get set for this game on Monday, is, again, all systems go. Stanford Samuels met with the media. We can't imagine that they would let him do that if he wasn't going to play. Harlan Barnett saw him out there. He looks good. And then Marvin Wilson says he's 100%.
Marvin Wilson was asked, how do you feel? And he responded 100%. And then he was asked again, so you feel? And he goes, I'm 100%. So he's ready to go. You can see it in his eyes, too. Marvin Wilson's ready to tear somebody apart.
This game continues, at least according to the folks in Vegas, to be a game that is moving in the direction that people believe Florida State's going to win big. And I don't know if that's true or not, of course. I like our chances of winning this game and covering that number, but it's gone from in the middle of the summer, 3 or 4 points to 5, then to 6, now up over 7. I mean, again, things continue to kind of not leak out of camp at Florida State, but information trickles out that they've had a good couple of weeks here. Guys are getting healthier. The scrimmage went well. Both sides had their moments. Players are emerging that maybe they didn't anticipate, including some really talented freshmen. I just think that there's a lot of positivity moving, Florida State's way right now.
What's interesting to me, we've waited so long, and now you can kind of talk about the X's and O's of this game, right? I mean, finally, because it's upon us. But remember last year we often talked about, and in the last 2 or 3 seasons, you're facing Lamar Jackson, probably a bad example, but you're facing a mobile quarterback. Do you keep the rush lanes intact and then force him to make throws? But this scheme is very much about pinning the defensive end's ears back and getting after the quarterback. So Josh Jackson is a dual-threat quarterback. How do you attack that, given what Harlan Barnett is trying to instill, what Josh Jackson is as a quarterback, and what might be a limited skill position group for Virginia Tech on offense?
Yeah, I don't think he's too big a threat to kill you with his legs, though. He can run, but he's not a great athlete.
He's pretty good.
He's decent. He's not a great athlete, though. We've got all of our – I don't look at him the way I look at some other – I would be more fearful of Kelly Bryant.
He's not limited with his arm. Yeah, but I think that absolutely you could make a choice here of one of the two and contain and then force him to make passes attack him.
I think I'm going to make him throw the football, and I'm going to put my corners out on an island, especially since I've got a really good secondary, and I'm going to stop your run. You're not going to run the ball, and so there we go. I mean, I think that's what he's going to try to do. Harlan wants to get this group into a 3rd and long situation and let these guys go. Let them eat, This is a game. By the way, did you watch Purdue and Northwestern last night, folks? Because if you did, you saw a little bit of what this offense can be, both good and bad. When it's clicking and you get athletes in space and you're in a rhythm, you can watch the scoreboard get lit up in a hurry. Boom, 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 boom. You could be down 14-0. Next thing you know, it's 14-all, and 5 minutes went by. I mean, all that stuff is possible. But if the adjustments come and they're able to win first down, you can get bogged down in a hurry. And I just think it's a feast or famine kind of thing, right?
Yeah, whoever the hell number 4 is, and I learned his name last night. I already forgot it. That kid
is fast.
His first catch. Okay, well, actually, he was wide open. He dropped the pass on Purdue's first
drive.
Right
in the hands.
It was behind him, but not that far behind him.
Catch the ball, young man.
He gets out in space, and he puts his foot in the ground with an evil. I mean, like elite Power 5 level evil juke. And where did they get this guy? Out of Louisville, Kentucky? I mean, that's at least close enough to prime SEC country that UK should have kept him, but he came to Purdue. It's interesting to watch, and I know that the game slowed down offensively in the second half.
Northwestern didn't score.
But to watch Northwestern and Purdue and play good offense, those two teams. I mean, I got bid on the over. That's fine. I picked the under in that game. But generally speaking, if you just look at the flow of the game, it's finding its way into the quote-unquote slower conferences.
Oh, it's across the board now. I was going to say, by the way, that is that's a truism. Ohio State runs a lot of it. You see that. Some of these other teams, Scott Frost is about to at Nebraska, obviously. I mean, you got teams like Iowa and Penn State that don't. But, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Purdue is straight up going to have an offense. And I think there'll be a reason to get, PJ Fleck wants to do it. I mean, there's a lot of teams in the Big Ten that want to play that way, and we get caught up about our notions of the Big Ten for the last 40 years, right?
Yeah, not double tights, triple tights, right? You're running goal line on 1st and 10 from your own 20 or some nonsense like that. It's not that way. And there are some athletes at the lesser than Big Ten schools. That's what I learned last night.
Yeah, by the way, the Rondale Moore had 11 receptions for 109 yards.
That's him.
He was very, very good. There's some talent there. They've got problems defensively. We knew that was going to be an issue for them. But, yeah, that's a true freshman from New Albany, Indiana. So
I think they said Louisville last night. Well, okay.
Yeah, and that's why they did. That's why they got him, because he's from the state there, and so 11 receptions in his debut.
Well, and he was an absolute freak, and they had to account for him, Northwestern, all first half long, even when he wasn't getting the ball. Herbstreit pointed it out correctly. There was a throw mid-level to the quarterback's left, where if it's not for the impact that this true freshman has, that they can't stop on an end around, they can't stop out in the open field.
2 carries, 79 yards.
Right.
He averaged almost 40 yards a carry because he had a 76-yard run for a touchdown, and then those 11 receptions for 109 yards. Yeah, he was good.
To the edge. Now, yeah, he's commanding 2 sets of eyeballs. It's just, we've seen some college football before last night, but last night you saw some real college football, I think.
31-27 in a weird game. All those points, so much happening in the first half, and then it gets bogged down. I mean, defenses were able to make an adjustment, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this game plays out. You go quarter by quarter in that game last night, Tom. Northwestern, by the way, got shut out in the second half. Credit to Purdue that gave up 31 points and a half. You go into that locker room thinking, we're going to give up 60 tonight. This is not good. Long year ahead of us. You give up nothing in the second half, and unfortunately for them, outscoring Northwestern 10-0, needed to be 14-0 to get it tied. It didn't happen.
Yeah, there was one run last night, too, for Northwestern. Jeremy Larkin, their back, number 28, who's
143 yards rushing, yeah.
Yeah, it was the 46-yard one where he ends up juking 2 defenders at the 50-yard line, cuts back to his left and has burst to him. It's just it looks much, much different. I think Jimbo was right in saying that parity is coming to college football. It just hasn't permeated all the way up to the top, when you get to the Alabamas and the Clemsons. But now, week in and week out, if Northwestern and Purdue have blazers, like kids who can go take it to the house on any given play,
yep,
that says something about the way college football is played now.
He used to tell me all the time when we talked about other teams and other conferences and style of play and all that other stuff. He said, Jeff, every Power 5 team has athletes, has skill position athletes. He goes, that's not where the game's won. Everybody's got a guy. He used to say that to me all the time. He's like, listen, he goes, I'll sit down and watch a late game out of the Pac-12 just to see some football that looks a little different than what we do, and I'll go, boy, that kid, wherever he's from, he could play here. And he's watching, like, Utah. And he's thinking, well, that guy right there could play for us. Their wide receiver, their running back is elite, or that corner is going to play in the NFL. It's just, you're right. The skill positions are littered with great athletes all over the country, even at medium programs, for lack of a better term. It's the trenches, though, and that's the whole thing. And that's what we're wondering about from Monday night, the trenches. If we block it up, I think we're going to beat Virginia Tech badly.
Right.
If we block it up.
Well, and that's the number one question heading into Monday now is Mike Arnold. I mean, we're probably thinking it's more likely that Mike Arnold starts at right guard than Cole Minshew at this point.
Certainly looking that way, yeah.
It looks that way. And what does that do? If you had Minshew there, you at least know what you have. You have a baseline, probably average right guard. But now you've got questions. If you have Mike Arnold there, and they've been working together, all 5, for weeks now when Cole Minshew was healthy. Landon Dickerson's playing a new position. Juwan Williams is getting his first crack at the position.
Yeah. These are the concerns. They're the right concerns to have. That's the whole game. Just circle it.
You feel pretty good about center and left guard. But then other than that, if Arnold's in there, now you've got 3 question marks. They may be different sizes, but they're all question marks out of the 5 positions.
Luckily, we get the ball out pretty quick.
That indeed we do.
I spoke to the head coach at Virginia Tech. I did that over the summer at the ACC kickoff, ACC meetings as they're known. It's a brief little back and forth between me and Justin Fuente, and you'll hear that next. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Blountstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Home to an inexperienced roofer. Parker Brothers has been in business in the community since 1995. Give us a call now at 656-8112.
Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
CGC 042221, CCC 049350.
What's up, Jeff? How you doing today, bro?
Glorious. I thought it would never end. Interminable summer. Now here we are at the precipice of football.
It is indemitable. We get to sing songs and have fun outside.
Sing songs? I've never sung a song at a football game. You're singing?
Oh, we sing all the time. It's great.
The football I watch, we're yelling like gladiators for our team to win big.
Look, all I know is Friday night under the lights, it is fantastic.
Fridays. Saturdays, Eddie. Football is played on Saturdays. What are you talking about?
For a sports talk show host, you really don't know a lot about sports.
Eddie, we're talking football.
Yes, Jeff. Football.
No, football, Eddie. American football. Football. Say football.
Football.
Eddie, say foot.
Foot.
Ball.
Ball.
Football.
Football.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996. Try to be a redneck. Football.
Football, you all.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's makes it easy to save every day on every job. Now you can get 15% off floor tile when you buy $150 or more. Plus, save 5% on eligible purchases every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit account. Stop by the Pro Desk or visit Lowe'sForPros.com for details. So, Pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Tile offer valid in stores only through 9/5. While supplies last, credit offer subject to credit approval. Can't be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
Hi, I'm Jesse Ross, owner and co-founder of Lake Tribe Brewing right here in Tallahassee. When my father, my two brothers, and I started Lake Tribe, we had one simple goal: to create great tasting quality craft beer that reflects our love for the great outdoors and have some fun along the way. If you're in town with 80,000 of your like-minded friends, stop by the brewery off West Tharp Street for a pint or a flight of our vast selection of Lake Tribe beer on tap. Or stop by at the next gathering of the Garnet and Gold. We're open Thursdays and Fridays 4 to 9 and Saturdays from 1 to 9. Lake Tribe Brewing. Find your native spirit.
The holidays are coming. Well, in a few months, and that's why now is the time to shower up with a beautiful custom bath or shower enclosure from Widden Glass. Don't wait for the holiday rush. Widden Glass will take care of you this summer to your complete satisfaction. They've been helping to design and install bath and shower enclosures for Tallahassee homeowners for over 70 years. When you call Widden Glass, you're dealing with real glass people, experienced, reliable professionals. Widden's top-of-the-line bath and shower enclosures provide style and luxury at an affordable price. With the holidays coming, that means family, and that means now is the time to shower up with style.
Call today. Widden Glass, the real glass people. 222-5781 or online at widdenglass.com. WHIDDON. Widden, Tallahassee's first family in glass since 1945. 222-5781.
Eat, sleep, fish. Mike's Marine Supply and Skeeter Boats want to get you out on the open water. They're your local Skeeter dealer, custom rigged with the Yamaha outboards. Stocked with a full line of Skeeter boats from the Bass to the Saltwater Bay Series, Skeeter has been recognized for 18 consecutive years as the leader in customer satisfaction for fiberglass outboard boats. Check in at Mike's Marine Supply for the spring specials starting soon. Located at 1296 Coastal Highway, Panacea, Florida, call Mike's Marine at 984-5637. Online at mikesmarinetallahassee.com.
You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Coach, I had the privilege to interview you the first year you were in the ACC, and we talked about what it was like coming over from Memphis and, why you committed to a program like Virginia Tech. We've had a chance now. You've been very successful through your first 3 years. I guess give me an overview as you enter year 3, I should say, on your thoughts of Virginia Tech football, where you're at.
Well, I love where we're at. It's been a little bit of a different transition, not because of Coach Beamer, but because of what we've inherited. It's been we've been a little bit more of a veteran group the first 2 years. Now we're a really young group, so it's kind of like this is year 1.
Yeah.
Year 1 and 2 are kind of like year 3, but it's been good. We're excited. We got some good, young, talented guys that are working hard. I like the progress we're continuing to make, and looking forward to working with our kids this year.
When you first come into a program, is it harder to instill the message along with system changes and all of those things when you have a veteran group, or is this harder in some ways in that you had a group, you started off on the right foot, played very well each of your first 2 years, but now had a troublesome offseason, which you've talked about openly, and you got young guys, and you're starting over a little bit with some of these guys, at least in terms of playing time?
Well, for us, this will be more difficult, because our older kids were so eager to do whatever we asked them to do when we started. I mean, they didn't buck the system at all. They were all in from day one,
right.
and they reaped the benefits of that. This will be a bigger challenge just because of our youth, but it's a fun one, and it's part of coaching and part of what we do, and we're excited to go take that challenge on. But it'll be more difficult than what it ended up being, which was a bunch of old guys that bought in right from the first day when we started.
When you have an offseason that's been filled with injury, a couple suspensions, some things that you couldn't have anticipated, 8 guys you got to replace defensively, how do you go about that process? I know there's a lot of teaching, but how do you go about that process, especially right out the gate? You play Florida State on a Monday night.
Well, it's like how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's all we can do. We can control the things that we can control. We can learn from other people's actions and mistakes. We can talk about it as a team openly about the ramifications of things and decisions that we all make, which in turn makes me make decisions that affect the entire football team. And I have a clear responsibility to Virginia Tech and to our players to push them to be the best that they can be in everything they do. So how do we do it? We take one step at a time. We take it one day at a time. We try not to lose focus on our tasks. We try not to get distracted by all the things that sometimes are about because of our own decisions, and sometimes they're about because of just today's day and age.
Right.
But we try to put our blinders on and just roll our sleeves up and go to work.
When you took the job, you told me that Virginia Tech was special to you. You weren't going to leave for just any job. You were leaving Memphis. Obviously, you were sought after. A lot of programs looked into you. But you wanted it to be a good marriage for your family, for you. And then I thought this offseason, before Willie Taggart was hired at Florida State, before Florida hired, your name got thrown around a lot again. But you've made it well known. You weren't interested. Has Virginia Tech been exactly what you thought it would be?
Yeah. And again, here's what I would say about all that stuff is I'm never going to make definitive long-term statements. I think those come back to bite people in the tail. Circumstances change, opinions change, feelings change, all that sort of stuff. And we can't predict those. But I can tell you this much: it's been everything I've wanted. I'm incredibly happy. My family's happy. We enjoy living here, and 2 years is not enough. We've got unfinished business to do here that we're building towards, and I've enjoyed every moment we've been doing it, and I'm looking forward to continuing to do it for some time in the future.
Your noted work with quarterbacks, once again, a year ago, Josh Jackson, simply spectacular. Obviously, at the end of the year, got a little bit harder for him. Talk about his growth. Troubles behind him now. He seems to be in a good place.
Yeah, I've been really pleased with him. What we've got to do is get better around him. We've got to continue to get better at wide out and at running back and the offensive line to help him be a better player. I think he established himself as a competitive, tough-minded kid. He's got to continue to develop in terms of he has a very high mental ceiling, and I think he can continue to improve that. And then he's got to make the average plays on a more consistent basis. And he can do those two things, he's gonna be fine. If we can continue to get better around him, it'll be really good.
What are the challenges? Final thing, I've talked to coaches who have varied opinions about playing a game like this out the chute. Some coaches will tell you, yeah, if your program's in the right place and everything is exactly where you want it and you're senior laden, sure, let's play that game. Others will say, not ideal for any team, really. Coaches will tell you, well, we got to play who we got to play and we'll be ready to play. Do you like a game like this on a Monday night, nation watching, or would you prefer to ease into a season?
Well, I'd certainly prefer to have a bunch of returning starters. You know, I don't know that I really want to go out of my way to play the marquee game in the first game of the year.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's obviously the same for both teams, but I do think it's a benefit of the older squad. I think that the teams with the more knowns, when you trot out to that tunnel, the first game of the year all across the nation, they're unknowns. The teams with the most experience have the less unknowns, and the team with the less unknowns is a little bit of an advantage. But you know, I like this. I like what we're doing. I feel good about our ability to prepare our kids to play big games early in the year, and we'll see how it goes.
Is it more difficult when the opposing team has a new system being put into play?
Well, I think the preparation is more elaborate. You know, you've got to be a little more detailed in it. You got to watch Florida State film for personnel, and then you've got to watch Willie's coordinators and Willie's history for scheme to get a feel for what you may see.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
We get it. You're used to a certain kind of lemon-lime experience. But why settle for this when you could have this? You want a fist bump that ends in one of those fake explosions?
Hey, Charles.
Or a fist bump that ends in an actual explosion?
Hey, Charles.
Want to pull up to the party on this? Or arrive in this? Take this last-second shot? Or make the last-second shot? Make this musical request? Or this one? So yeah, you can keep drinking the same old, but we think you'll like the exploding fist bump last-second shot showing up to the party properly way to lemon lime, right? Mountain Dew Ice. Clear, refreshing lemon lime, redefined.
Are you tired of getting the same two-piece kits? Cornerstone Tool & Fastener in DeWalt have your answer. Buy a 1/4-inch 3-speed impact kit with 2 4-amp-hour batteries and receive a free 1/4-inch 3-speed impact kit. That's correct. You get 2 DeWalt 3-speed impact kits for the price of 1, only at Cornerstone Tool & Fastener. While you're there, check out the power of freedom. FlexVolt 60-volt tools from chainsaws to string trimmers, blowers, and even compressors. Cornerstone has the largest DeWalt selection in Tallahassee. 1110 Stuckey Ave and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until noon.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan, and I need to sell 50 new Nissans by close of business Monday, Labor Day.
Actually, we might have the best rebates and incentives we've ever had. Nissan has 0% interest for 60 months on every vehicle we sell, the entire lineup. Kraft Nissan has new 2018 Versa sedans with 5-speed transmission for only $11,990. And all 2018 Altimas, Rogues, Maximas, and Muranos are $5,000 off. Not one or some, but every new Altima, Rogue, Maxima, and Murano on the lot, $5,000 off. And we have over 110 to choose from. And as always, all new Kraft Nissans come with our exclusive lifetime warranty. And introducing our new and exclusive Kraft Concierge Service. Need service, warranty work, or a recall? Kraft Nissan will pick up and deliver your car at your home or office. Need a loaner car? We'll bring it to you. It's Kraft Nissan's new no-charge concierge service. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Prices include dealer preparation charge and must finance through NMAC with approved credit.
This Day in Sports brought to you by Superlube. Superlube, 19 Tallahassee area locations. Quick, convenient, no appointment necessary.
This Day in Sports History.
August 31st, 1990. At the King Dome in Seattle, left fielder Ken Griffey and center fielder Ken Griffey Jr. became the first father-son duo to play in a Major League Baseball game together. The pair were able to get back-to-back hits in the first inning, and they both scored a run. They only played 51 games together before Senior retired in June of 1991.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Quarter Pocket Bar and Grill. Quarter Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
I'm never confused about the day. That's especially true when it's Friday. I know it's Friday every time it's Friday. But if I didn't, there would be a new indicator. Urban Meyer would be releasing a statement. And I'd go, oh, must be Friday. He did it again today. This guy's clueless, annoying, bereft of a spine, all of those things.
Human garbage.
But, man, would you stop already? The idea is to stay out of the news in a situation like this, not continue to propagate. You don't want to continue to have this subject discussed. You butchered it to begin with. You got lucky you didn't get fired. Stop releasing statements every Friday about the previous statement in which you screwed it up and admitted to it and then said, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Here's a new statement about the statement that I just made, and, I should have done better. Well, sorry about that statement. The one that I made to tell you that I should have done better. Here's a statement about that statement that I screwed up in my efforts to do better. All the time, this guy.
It's a much more serious version of when you say something dumb to your lady, and you try and talk your way out of it, and now you've said two stupid things. And now here comes the third one, because you can't stop yourself.
I had a situation where I misspoke one time on Twitter. I realized after I had typed something to somebody that it was not what I had intended. That can be a problem, right? And this is years ago, and I got attacked. Somebody was like, what the hell, Cameron? And I knew why they were mad, and I was thinking, well, what do I do? Because it's Twitter, it's just sitting lingering, right? And I was going to try to say something else, and as I was feverishly typing out what I was going to say to try to clarify the previous statement, I saw that it led to more confusion, and I could see where this was going.
Oh, boy.
And I just put my phone down. And I went, I'm going to get clobbered. I'm going to walk into the kitchen and pop a beer and sit down and watch a movie. And I'm sure when I come back tonight, there'll be several things in which people are very angry, and we are going to move on. I'm not going to continue to have this conversation because it doesn't do you any good. You've already buried yourself. There's already been a misstep. Just move on.
I don't recall this one. I'll have to ask about it in the break.
No, it's nothing terrible, and it's just to illustrate a point. It wouldn't be anything where you'd be like, Jesus, Cameron? Because you would have texted me and gone, dude.
I would.
Yeah, you would be, my man, that's not what you do.
That's
not, I don't think you meant that, but
Was that autocorrect? Because if it wasn't, it was autocorrect.
Yeah. So, no, it wasn't anything like that. But this is this guy every week now. He can't let it lie. He tweeted out a statement I was not suspended because I knew about or condoned Zach Smith's alleged domestic abuse. And then he's citing the report and what the committee, the lead investigator, said, but he's taking the parts that benefit him most, which what I would tell him as a PR guy, you know that, by the way, what you're doing here. By bringing up the report, you're drawing attention to the report, which not all paragraphs suit you, sir, and now somebody's going to go and look at said report. They're going to be reminded to do so because you're taking snippets, and they can clearly see that those excerpts aren't the complete report because that report's 22 pages. And when they go read that thing, you're going to look terrible because the report revealed you to be an a-hole, to be guilty of the very things that people suspect you're guilty of.
That would have been sound advice.
He said, because he says, they concluded that I didn't lie. Well, so let me quote from the report, and you decide whether or not that's what they concluded, Urban. Here it is. Coach Meyer did not, in our view, deliberately lie. Well, I could just stop there. They just said he lied. They're trying to convince you he didn't deliberately lie, but they're telling you he lied. It's the first thing they say.
Must have been a Scrooge McDuck-sized bag of cash for this report, by the way, and the conclusions it drew with the facts that supported them, and I put support in quotation marks.
We do not find that Coach Meyer's misstatements. That's the next sentence. Good thing you drew attention to this report, Urban. Yeah, I can see what you're trying to get across here. We had it all wrong. Big Ten Media Days. We're not part of a deliberate cover-up. I mean, again, I can stop there because it's telling you exactly what you already know, and he's drawing attention to this very report that he says, in some ways, vindicates him. He clearly misspoke, made misstatements, but the reasons this happened are complex. Coach Meyer, in our view, was not deliberately lying. So how many times do they mention you lying, deliberate or not?
I cannot stress this enough.
Repeatedly. And so that's what he wants you to know. Hey, look, they found that I didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't find that out at all. But it's Friday because Urban Meyer's out there making statements again. Man alive, that guy. Is that something or what?
Well, it wasn't the 7 p.m. news dump this time.
No, a little bit earlier in the day. I'll give him credit, I suppose, but it does make me laugh. All right, there's that story, and I was not going to get through the rest of this show today without bringing this story up. And since, most all of it has been football, rightfully so, allow me to bring this up, something that could concern all of us in the state. And it's a topic that I enjoy. So Here you go. Super snake emerges from Everglades pythons. New DNA study raises possibility. What started out as a straightforward genetic study of Florida's invasive python population, which has turned up a surprising plot twist. A number of the crossbred Burmese and Indian pythons with the potential to become a kind of Everglades super snake now exists. Now, I'm not hanging out at the Everglades to begin with. A lot of mosquitoes.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of higher learning there in the Everglades.
For the study, published Sunday in the Journal of Ecology and Evolution, U.S. Geological Survey researchers examined the tail issue of 400 snakes captured in South Florida from the Big Cypress Swamp. While the vast majority appear to be closely related to Burmese pythons, 13 had genetic markers from Indian pythons, a different species that, unlike the swamp-loving Burmese, prefers high ground. Number is clearly small, but raises the risk that over time some Everglades snakes could become better suited and vary the landscapes in which they live. Scientists call it a hybrid vigor. I don't like anything called a hybrid vigor.
That sounds like a way to die.
Yeah, that's not good. Hybrid vigor can't be good. And the pictures of these super snakes that they have online, if you go to the Miami Herald or something, they're massive, Tom. Like biggest trucks and still going.
It'd be a great nickname for Cam Chancellor or Derwin James. Hybrid vigor.
I like that. You're right. Or a porn star or something.
I don't know that I'd want to watch that, if I even did watch that
Or
type of crap.
Or maybe a wrestler.
It's like, hey, you got to check this weird thing out. It's called hybrid vigor.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think this was this kind of party, man. I'm out of here.
Because evolution seems to abhor certainty. There's also the possibility that opposite happens through another process, which the scientists referred to as outbreeding depression. So outbreeding depression is taking on hybrid vigor. We're going to need to root, I think, for outbreeding depression.
Yeah, the latter of which is a club in Thailand.
That Billy Idol frequents on the regular, buddy. You
is.
can't wait to get there. Why do we always start the tour in Thailand? Oh, I think you know. It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Up all their favorites to help you do tailgating right. Don't drag out that grill and cooler. Just load up your tailgate crew and leave the preparations to them. With daily food and drink specials, plus loads of TVs and cool AC, the closest place to the stadium is also the best spot in town. Come before the game to fill up on homemade pizza, subs, and calzones, or come after to celebrate another Seminole victory with a full bar, huge selection of domestic, import, and craft beers, and a restaurant full of passionate Seminole fans.
Guys, when that little voice in your head suddenly tells you, hey, it's time to get your hair in the game, then it's time to check in online at sportclips.com/check-in. Time to claim your spot! Hear that? That's the sound of your hair reminding you that anytime is a good time to log on, check in, and reserve your spot at your favorite Sport Clips for a fresh cut, legendary hot steam towel, and massaging shampoo. No matter if it happens at the gym, while grabbing a quick lunch, or trying to line up a putt, you can't deny your hair. So do it a favor by checking in online at sportclips.com/check-in. We'll tell you when to arrive to be just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV. Check it out today and claim your spot wherever you are. Just go to sportclips.com/check-in. At Sport Clips, getting a game-changing haircut is easier than ever. Time to claim your spot!
Widden Glass takes care of Tallahassee business. Local contractors know Widden Glass has been taking care of business since 1945. They prefer Widden Glass because of their precise window glass replacement, masterful shower enclosures, and storefront glass. Widden Glass will take care of you to your complete satisfaction. That's been Widden's way of doing business for over 70 years. When you call Widden Glass, you're dealing with experienced, reliable professionals who offer only the best. Like Widden's top-of-the-line bath enclosures that provide style and luxury at an affordable price. Eye-catching storefronts are a specialty at Widden Glass. We'll help you design it and install it. We've done hundreds of storefronts in the Tallahassee area. That's why Widden is known for taking care of business. Whidden Glass, the first name in glass replacement. Call 222-5781.
That sound means only one thing. Football season is back. New coach Willie Taggart's bringing his lethal simplicity inside Doak Campbell Stadium. And now you can bring it outside with the all-new Tailgate Village. Now you can tailgate with all your friends in the shadow of Doak Campbell Stadium. Enjoy a premium tailgating space along the new Legacy Team Walk for the entire season. All you need to do is show up for the game. Let us do the work for you. Purchase your tailgate spot before they sell out by calling 850-815-0009 or emailing fsu@tailgateguys.com.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
All right. If you're driving around thinking, what do I do now? Pull that car into Spirit, and I'll see you in a few. Some little headlines getting together over there. On Sunday, a reminder, the big bash, man. Libations Friday Fest on a Sunday. Let's celebrate together. Let us say thank you very, very much for being a part of our listening audience. We'll be there, and we'll be giving out the shirts and koozies from our good friends at Full Press Apparel, and we want to thank everybody that's associated with this event. Of course, there are so many people, including Fan Retreat, who sponsored this year's event. It's from 4 to 7:30 at the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Let us say thank you. By the way, if you sign up on Fan Retreat, completely free. You get a free beer if you're 21 or over. That's a good thing. So many people are involved. Prizes we'll give away at the end of the night at 7:30 before the football game begins between Miami and LSU. I don't want to mention all of the things, but I'll tell you the companies that are involved, of course. Garnet and Gold, Killearn Country Club, Bumples Local 349, Butch Bundy, WarChant.com, Cigar City Oscar Blues, Frequency XP, Games for Less, Tasty Pastries, Hooters, Metro Deli, The Deck Pizza Pub, Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, Wash Around the Clock, Monogram Art, Wahoo Seafood Grill. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys, make sure you support the businesses that allow us to do business by supporting us. We really do appreciate that. Okay, having said all of that, allow me to sell a little bit more here. GameDayExcursions.com. It's important. In November, we're all going to Notre Dame. Tom and myself included. Should be fun. I hope you go too. The best way to do this for the November the 10th game, GameDayExcursions.com, and you get the bottomless mimosa Bloody Mary morning to welcome you in Chicago. You jump on that premium bus transportation to and from Chicago to the game, exclusive tailgate party just steps away from the stadium, beer, food, entertainment, all that stuff. GameDayExcursions.com. They have a hotel block for you Knowles out there, all of us Knowles. Rates of just $189 a night at the W Hotel Lakeshore. That's getting it done right there. Use the promo code JCS at checkout. You get $10 off your order. Promo code JCS. GameDayExcursions.com. All right. I feel good. Braves, can you guys take it easy on us? The Buccos are playing the Braves, Tom.
Oh, really?
That ain't going to end well for me, man.
We will pick that game up at 6:30 after the debut of our new program that starts at the top of the hour.
I'm excited about that as well, man. And first of all, we've been wanting to get a program on dedicated to Florida A&M. Rattler Review in this case for some time now, and it just hasn't worked out for a variety of reasons. But we got one now, and I'm really excited about it. It's coming up right when this show ends. Rattler Review, the Tallahassee Democrats' Rory Chirac is going to host this show, and it's a weekly in-depth look at FAMU football. Here we are talking about our Willie Taggart at Florida State, but another Willie has taken over, and it's at Florida A&M. And Willie Simmons, you remember his career, if I could speak here at the end of the show, at Clemson, but he's a local kid, and we had him on right when he got hired, and I'd sure like to see that great program restored to its rightful place and atop the MEAC and dominate. So FAMU Rattler Review. It's going to be the Rattler Review is the name of the show. It's every Friday night at 6 o'clock from 6 to 6:30. So should be fun. Give it a listen tonight. We'd like to thank the Rattler Boosters for sponsoring that. Good times. All right, buddy. Man, we just have a pregame show left.
This is true.
And we'll be doing that on Monday, obviously, and I'm really excited about that. Do you feel good? We had a week's worth of solid shows. I know that. I just now's the time where we usually, tomorrow's the day. Normally, tomorrow's the day. But
Yeah, you do the show in the evening, and then you wake up early the next day, and you get the pregame show done. Or even if it was a primetime game, you get the show done within 24 hours. But we go away for 2 days. We'll be talking a lot of Florida State, Virginia Tech at the Corner Pocket on Sunday. But I do feel good. I feel like this team is in a good headspace. I don't think they're overconfident. As much as you're hearing good things out of camp and the players seem to have fallen in love with the game again, the more the beat talks about camp practice being done and game week preparations being in full flow, they're taking that serious over there.
They are.
If you're worried about that and the reputation from spring camp or fall camp is that you're worried that they may be having too much fun.
First of all, there's no such thing, and it's a silly thing.
I agree.
It's a silly fear. They're there to work.
On its face, I agree. But there are programs that take things more seriously than others. So I can understand the genesis of that thought. At any rate, they're getting down to brass tacks right now over the practice fields. Tomorrow and Sunday, closed to the media, obviously. But I was wrong about the last couple of days. They were open at least for coordinator talk. I just think they all sound like they know that there's something to do. Like they haven't completed anything. They haven't proven anything. There's still something to prove. And that's probably going to be the most refreshing thing about this season if it goes the way it seems like it's going to go. You're not going to win necessarily 11 games, or 10 games, probably not. But you're going to get an honest effort out of really good athletes week in and week out. And that's what I'm excited to see on Monday.
I think they've got a chance to be the surprise team out of the ACC this year for sure. I don't know who else would be that candidate. I mean, Clemson's the team to beat. Boston College is going to have a good year by Boston College standards. But it's Boston College. I mean, they may win 8 games or something. But it's, the team that would reveal itself. There's always 2 or 3 over the course of a season throughout the Power 5 conferences where you go, oh, looks like so-and-so is a little bit better than we realized. Or, it's one year it's Notre Dame, for example. After they had that 3-win season, we didn't know what to expect. Turn around, they won 10 games. So they kind of were the surprise team. We've seen teams emerge that way, and I think Florida State could be that team. Coming off that 7-6 season, expectations are low, a program in transition, Willie taking over a program of this magnitude really for the first time. I don't think expectations are very high. The schedule's really difficult, but they're not devoid of talent, as we've talked about all week, and he hasn't been one to shy away from expectations. If they get this win on Monday night, I could see 9-3, 10-2, and it wouldn't be that stunning.
Well, the back half of the schedule is the difficult part. The front half, if you win on Monday, you're in position to have merely 1 loss when Clemson comes to town. I mean, you got a point-blank chance at that.
And I'm not even guaranteeing that loss, because if you're saying that's Miami, I think we go down there and play well, and I think we have a chance to win that game. I think Miami's probably one of the teams that disappoints out of the ACC this year. So
I wholeheartedly agree, but just the idea of Louisville and Miami back-to-back weeks or a slip-up somewhere between now and Clemson, those are the 2 candidates obviously past Monday. But if you win on Monday, you're looking at a chance for, taking the Atlantic Division lead in late October when you play Clemson. And that's really, if you want a fair shot in your first year with Willie, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
1 loss on that night.
And there you are in position. Yeah. Let's fire up the probables and get the heck up out of here. I'll see you guys over at Spirit momentarily. Let's go.
It's time for, how you say, with the pitching, probables?
Nice. Cubs, Phillies, Jose Quintana, Nick Pivetta. We got the Tigers and the Yankees, Jordan Zimmerman, Luis Severino. Brewers, Nationals, Tanner Roark, and Shul Chacin. We got the Rays and the Indians, Tyler Glasnow, Corey Kluber. Blue Jays, Marlins, Aaron Sanchez, Dan Straley. My Buccos taking on your Braves, everybody. Jamison Tyon goes for the Bucs tonight. The only chance they got to win a game. Annabelle Sanchez will go for the Braves. Twins, Rangers, Gonzalez versus Hutchinson. Red Sox, White Sox, Nathan Eovaldi, Michael Kopech. Angels, Astros, Barria versus Valdez, Orioles and the Royals, Andrew Cashner, Brad Keller, Reds, Cardinals, Homer Bailey, Austin Gomber. Let's skip ahead, shall we? Arizona and the Dodgers, Zach Greinke, Hyun Ryu. I can say Ryu, Jeff. You can do it, I promise you. I'll conclude the night with the Mets and the Giants, Zach Wheeler, Andrew Suarez. And that is a look at those that shall reside on the bump. Good work, Tom. Good work, Matthew. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday.
No!